a little taste of what the CTEEN Shabbaton looked like. Here we go.
I'm here live
Look at this.
in Times Square.
3,000 Jewish kids.
CTEEN Shabbaton with a few people, a few thousand people.
There you go.
Who would
Look at
like
that.
to tell you a little something.
Look at this. This is great. I love it. All right. Now that we got a little taste of what we all missed, we're very honored to have with us a very special guest. We always bring you the finest. And I'm going to try to spotlight her if my computer will. There we go. Whoops. There we go. All right. We have with us Hannah, who not only is a CTEEN chapter member, but she has been voted the CTEEN leadership together with Rabbi Shanowitz, who's her CTEEN leader. And we're going to add him there as well. So first of all, thank you both for spending some time with us. We really appreciate it. Rabbi Shanowitz, please unmute yourself. And Hannah, tell us a little bit about yourself. How old are you? What's your life story? Where are you from?
My name's Hannah. I'm from Lake Forest, Illinois, and I'm 16, so I'm a sophomore.
Oh boy.
So I was born in Atlanta, and I've lived in 4 different states, so I moved around a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really lived in a big Jewish community my whole life. Like most of the time, I was really one of like the only like 5 Jewish kids in my grade. And right now at the school I'm at, my school doesn't give off for Yom Kippur or really any other like major Jewish holidays, which is like kind of what pushed me to become like more connected with Judaism and why I also like ran for the CTEEN award because I kind of want to like make more change in my community and I don't like the fact that we're the only school in the North Shore that doesn't give off for Yom Kippur. So I had tests on Yom Kippur. I wasn't able to fast. And so I also started the Jewish Culture Club at my school this year
Oh
to like
wow.
bring more awareness to this. Yeah.
Fantastic. So back us up a step. How long have you lived in Lake Forest?
Um, Going on 5 years.
5 years. Okay, so you moved around a few times. You wind up in Lake Forest. Now, when you came to Lake Forest, were you already familiar with CTEEN? Did you already know about Chabad from other places you had lived?
Well, so everywhere I lived, there was a Chabad, but I don't think I was as involved in it before I came to Illinois. I think I discovered CTEEN when I was in 8th grade. I joined when I was 13, but when I was in middle school, I didn't really like have a lot of connection with CTEEN.
Okay, and that's where you met Rabbi Shanowitz. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so Rabbi Shanowitz, tell us about how you first met Hannah and how you got her involved. Let's hear a little bit about the story of CTEEN up in the Lake Forest and the North Shore.
Yeah, well, thank you for inviting Hannah to speak because I think Hannah is a very impressive young leader.
We're already
Like
impressed.
she mentioned, she really has, done things that she stepped up to the plate when she was in an environment where living a Jewish life at school was not something that people were doing, and she decided to be public about it and to make a Jewish club. And she didn't mention some of the participants, but even some of the staff come to her programming, if I understand correctly.
Oh wow, some of the teachers and everything. So back us up. How does that work? What does it mean? So when did you start this Jewish Awareness Club in Lake Forest? It's Lake Forest High School, is that right?
Yeah, I started it my sophomore year, so I started it in September, and I think at first it's been really hard to actually get the club like going and get it active because in my community I think there's a lot of stigma about Judaism. Like people don't want to show up to the meetings. People think that you can only come if you're Jewish, but basically my goal is to tell people that like any religion can come. Like on Thursday, we're actually having an event with the Muslim Student Association and the Religious Diversity Club like to kind of spread more awareness about like different religions and like that we can all like peacefully coexist. And
Wow.
yeah.
So can you walk us through how do you just petition this to the school? Is there some sort of process that you decide, hey, I'm starting a Jewish club? Are there other clubs? Give us a feel for what the process was. Was it difficult? Was there resistance from the principal, from the faculty? They say, no, we don't want this. What was that? Can you walk us through how that worked out?
Well, the process was actually really easy because at the start of every school year, there's a form that you fill out if you want to start like a new club, like a pilot club. And so you have to basically plan out what you want to do for the entire year. And you also have to get a student sponsor. and you have to get the school to sign off on it, but the school was actually really welcoming. Like, I mean, it wasn't really surprising. Like, they are really welcoming of different religions and different cultures, but I just think it's, for me personally, it was just really hurtful when I wasn't able to keep Yom Kippur like how I wanted to because I had to study and like do homework because I had like tests on like this
Mhm.
holiday. So that's kind of what pushed me to start it. Yeah.
Do you do it by yourself? Do you have any partners, any other students from your school who've been helping you, or are you just sort of the leader by yourself?
My twin brother started it with me. We started it together.
Ah, okay, so that's nice. So working together with your brother. And how does this club? Do kids have to become members? They just show up to events? Is there any requirement for them to register?
Well, so to keep the club viable, we have to like have a meeting once a month. And so like I said, it's been kind of hard getting members because some people just like they don't want to come like just because they're not Jewish. So I've been trying to kind of get the message out there like anybody can come, like it's just a cultural club.
Hmm.
So I think we have about like 10 members. Like every meeting, probably 10 people come, but some people come and then like don't come back, but some people like come continuously. So I think it really depends on the person. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what is a meeting? What happens at a meeting? Does Rabbi Shanowitz come?
Um, Rabbi Shanowitz has not yet come to the meeting.
Oh, don't you
We
like
were
him?
trying to we were trying to get him to come talk um talk to the school about just like what it means to be Jewish. But
Hmm.
I think so then I told my club sponsor that I wanted Rabbi Shanowitz to come, but then she ended up finding a different rabbi for some reason.
Uh-huh.
So he's coming to speak to us in March, like to the whole
Okay.
school, about just like the
Rabbi
culture
Shanowitz
and
is
the
coming.
religion. No, not Rabbi Shanowitz, a
Oh, the other
different
rabbi,
rabbi that the
the,
teacher
the less
found.
good rabbi. They're not such a good rabbi. Okay, well, what can you do? So what goes on at the meetings? What are some of the activities or some of the programs?
So we had a Hanukkah party,
Oh, wow.
our first meeting. So we kind of just like introduced people about Hanukkah, like taught them how to play dreidel, kind of gave the
Mhm.
backstory about like what Hanukkah is. And then we also a lot of the activities that kind of take from like what we did in CTEEN, because I remember last year in CTEEN we had a succulent making activity for yeah, we had a succulent making activity. So then for Shavuot we also did that like with the club, I think last
Okay.
month. Yeah.
So let's hear about CTEEN, Rabbi Shanowitz. Give us an overview of what CTEEN is and how Hannah got involved, and maybe some of the other kids who come to CTEEN. And what is that? Fill us in for us who we're not so familiar with.
Right, absolutely. So obviously you saw the Shabbaton, which is the highlight of the year for CTEEN around the world, but our local chapter is based in Deerfield, where we run the Chabad. Hannah wasn't actually started coming to. We met Hannah a little bit before, a little bit earlier in Hebrew school. So we were Hannah went to Hebrew school in Highland Park, and we were
Ah,
involved
okay.
there as well. And that's how we got to know each other and her family. And that's where we. And later on, when we started doing CTEEN, or when Hannah was old enough to join CTEEN, she started coming as well, and her
So
brother.
how old do you have to be CTEEN?
So our chapter we started eighth
Eighth
grade,
grade.
and eighth through high school. Yeah, others have junior chapters and senior chapters depending on the specific circumstances. But the Shabbaton is only open, so certain events are only open to high schoolers. But we welcome eighth graders as well. And it's really kids from around this region. So from Deerfield, from Highland Park, from some of the other surrounding suburbs.
So
We
give us
meet.
a feel about the Shabbaton. I mean, we saw that clip, which is crazy. I watched it online in Times Square. Hannah, was this you went on the Shabbaton?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this your first Shabbaton that you went on? Have you been to this one before?
This is my second.
Oh boy. So give us a sense, like, how long in advance you have to go? Did you know where the kids were going? What's it like to be there? 3,000 people. Have you ever been? Well, you've been to New York before, because you've been to the Shabbaton. Like, it looked like kids from all over the world. I mean, have you ever met kids from wherever they're from, Argentina and Australia? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
give us the
I
story.
just
What
think it
When did you
was
go to New
really
York?
I think it was just really inspiring because like I said, I don't know, like I don't really have any Jewish friends, like maybe one or two, but like not any like from my community.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it was a really like inspiring opportunity to just be surrounded with like Jewish teenagers for like 3.5 days. And like when I got back, I definitely felt like a lot more prouder of my Judaism.
Wow.
But, but I think in terms of what happened, I don't know. I just felt so connected with everybody because I went to Israel last summer also with CTEEN
Oh
for
wow.
3 weeks. And so I was also able to reconnect with a lot of the girls that I met there. And yeah, I feel like it's just a really close community, and I feel like everybody's just really accepting and just really welcoming, which isn't something that I like personally like I feel, which isn't something that I feel as much in my own community. So yeah, it was just a nice break.
So did you meet anybody from any like foreign countries that you've become somewhat friendly with, maybe you email with or WhatsApp or have stayed connected with?
Um, so actually I met a lot of people from France.
France,
A
wow.
lot of
Do they speak
yeah,
English?
yeah, they speak English, yeah. I met some people from England, a lot of people just like across America. I met one boy from Poland. It was just
Oh,
really cool just
wow.
to see the different cultures. And yeah,
So where did everybody stay? Where do you put up 3,000 kids?
we were like
It's a big challenge.
we were hosted by
But
different families in Crown Heights.
Okay,
So they just took people in for
crazy, huh? So
all the
what day did
nights.
you arrive? You arrived on Thursday?
Yeah, we came on Thursday and then we left Sunday night.
So give us just a couple of the activities besides for Shabbos and there's Times Square. We saw what are some of the other things you do. You arrived Thursday and then what?
So we arrived Thursday. It was pretty late, so we just had dinner and went to sleep because Friday we like every group kind of split up and did like their own individual track. So we went to the
Hmm.
city and my group
Nice.
combined with CTEEN from Wilmette. And
Okay,
that was
sure.
another thing I was gonna mention. I think just the fact that like everybody's Jewish and everybody's a teenager, like we bond really quickly. So I actually
Sure.
ended up making friends with a lot of the people from the Wilmette chapter just because like
Nice.
we were around each other the whole weekend.
Hmm.
So for like Friday afternoon, like before Shabbat, we like did activities in like New York City. We went to the Hudson Yards and we went to the observation deck and
Sure.
then we just kind of walked around, you know, toured. And then Friday night before Shabbat, we had a concert, like girls and boys split, obviously. And then we had a really nice dinner. There was a lot of games, there was a lot of like speeches. And then on
So
Shabbat,
one second,
there
where did
was
everybody eat? Where did 3,000 people sit down dinner?
so they actually had to split it up. There was two ballrooms, and so they just split all the girls up into two ballrooms, like and just there.
Wow.
There
How
was
was the
actually a
food?
lot of
Was the food
space.
good?
It was really good. They like kept
Okay.
feeding us. Like they fed us like every hour. Like there was always
Okay.
something to eat. Yeah. And then on Saturday, basically the whole day, like there was just a bunch of workshops, like motivational speakers, like different people with different backgrounds and different experiences came and kind of talked to us because the theme for this year was meant to be. So they kind of talked to us about that, like from a Chabad perspective, like what does it mean for something to like be meant to be. And then Saturday night, we obviously like, went to Times Square, and then Sunday was the closing ceremony, and then we also went to the Ochel on Sunday.
Oh wow. So that Times Square, I mean, that is crazy. 3,000 kids jumping and
Yeah.
singing. I mean, that looked like I mean, I was watching at home and I was jumping up and down. It must have been amazing to be there.
Hmm.
Now, Rabbi Shannon, did you go too?
I did not go this year, but I've been there several last several years. So
So
this year,
what's it like for you as the rabbi to bring these kids? You know, you're in New York City. It's not always the safest place. They're not familiar with where they are. I mean, how do you make sure you don't lose anyone?
right. I mean, CTEEN is very good at arranging, and thank Baruch Hashem, you know, we have Hashem's protection, right? But CTEEN works very hard to coordinate with Hatsala, with which is a private EMTs in Crown Heights who volunteer. They're always there, available if there's an issue. Police are constantly watching the neighborhood and the different venues that CTEEN uses. So they're very, very on top of it. The teens have to stay with the chaperones all the time, so
I guess.
we're pretty strict about that
You didn't lose
because
anyone, right?
you
Everybody
didn't lose
made it
anyone.
up.
No, no, but it's
Okay, so Hannah, tell us about the CTEEN Leadership Award. Rabbi Shadowitz, maybe tell us about that. What is that? And that's from the whole world, CTEEN, kids all over the world. Tell us about Hannah and her CTEEN Leadership Award. Rabbi
Yeah,
Shadowitz,
so I
just
just
do
want
the
to point
homework.
out one other thing before, like, so we spoke about Hannah's involvement in the club at Lake Forest High School, but obviously she's a leader in our local CTEEN chapter as well. So she helps us plan events, um, the ongoing events that take place. She participates in CTEEN-U, which is a college accredited course that we
Mhm.
teach. She's very actively involved in the CTEEN chapter locally as well, and she obviously as a leader, she's welcoming to new kids who come to events. So obviously that's what leadership's really about. It's that, just being there and welcoming people. It's a big
Of
part of it
course.
anyway. But as far as the actual process of being selected as leader of the year, so there's really certain criteria you need to meet. You need to dedicate a certain amount of time to your chapter's planning. You need to have participated in certain CTEEN events over the years. Then people vote on Instagram, and then the finalists are selected in Crown Heights. And during the Shabbaton, every participant is able to vote for one leader. And Hannah was able to gather those votes. Clearly, she was she earned it.
That's
If I
fantastic.
can
Hannah,
share
you
my
tell us
screen.
from your perspective. I know you're humble and you don't want to boast, but I mean, to be chosen from the whole world, from CTEEN chapters all over the world as the CTEEN leader, I mean, that you should be very proud, and give us a little insight as to how that process went.
Well, so the week before we came, like we went to the Shabbaton, there
Uh-huh.
was 10 nominees. I think there was like 6 girls and 4 boys. And so there was voting on Instagram to narrow it down to the top three. So top 3 boys, top 3 girls. And so then when we got to New York, we kind of had to like campaign ourselves for 3 days to like gather up votes. And so I guess like my goal, just like try to build as many relationships as possible with people. Like I didn't want to just say like vote for Hannah. Like I actually wanted to like try to get to know the person I was talking to kind of like actually build a friendship with them instead of just like, saying vote for Hannah. Like I actually wanted to
Yeah.
make a connection with them, I guess. So yeah.
Sure. Wow. Well, Hannah, you are an inspiration. If anybody wants to unmute and jump in with a quick question, otherwise we
Can I
know
quickly
we
share my
step up.
screen for a quick moment,
Please,
Rabbi?
please.
I didn't.
I have to.
I don't know if it's
Hold on. I
possible or
got to
not, but
make you. I got to make you a co-host here, which I think I know how to do.
I didn't plan this, but I just like
Okay,
as we're
please.
sitting here, I'm thinking
You should be
people
able
probably want to see
to share
what
it
this
then.
actually looks like. So I'll just share my whole screen, I guess.
Please.
Hopefully it'll be. So this
Okay.
is actually at the
There
closing.
she is.
Right at the closing ceremony, speaking in front of 3,000 teens.
Where is the closing ceremony? Is that in Times Square? That's somewhere else. That looks like the
That
oil.
takes place. No, that's on Sunday morning. Where is it, Hannah?
Okay. Yeah.
It was like so they had to change the location because like there were so many people this year. It was at some like arena, like a basketball arena, like a stadium. Yeah, it was at a stadium.
And they said 3,000 teenagers came. Is that accurate?
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy. From all over the world. I saw kids from Estonia, countries I never
Mhm.
heard of, Spain, Australia, South
Yeah,
Africa,
there was
all
like
over the
a group
United
from
States.
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Crazy.
Yeah.
And just
Crazy.
looking at this is later at the OHEL, obviously. You can see Hannah there. I'm just looking for things with Hannah. Here's the actual award that she received. You can see it's in the
Beautiful.
arena. Looking at
There
it.
you go. That's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I probably have more pictures, but I haven't kind of oh, so there she's on stage, obviously.
There you go. This is on the Sunday morning at the closing
This is
ceremony.
on the Sunday morning, yeah. I'm trying to like this is not.
There we go. Can we get the sound?
This is not professional footage, but just what I have.
All right.
And this is the voting.
Everyone's got the
very
matching
excited
ski
and so-
hats. That's cute.
And there's Hannah speaking in front of
There
3,000
she
teens.
is. Go, Hannah. Amazing. Amazing. Fantastic. Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, there's more obviously, but I won't keep you all night, so I'll stop the share.
Well, we're
And,
very grateful, Hannah. As they say, Yashikoach to you. Really, that is fantastic to be the CTEEN leadership of the whole world of the year. Really should be very proud, and what you're doing makes us proud and excited about your Yiddishkeit, and it'll have a ripple effect of all the other kids who come. And I hope that they'll change the rules in Lake Forest High School and let you take off for Yom Kippur and observe it properly this year. And Rabbi Shanowitz, Yashikoach to you for teaching Hannah and all the other kids and for inspiring them. And they are mamish following the Rebbe's message that they become not only beneficiaries, but benefactors in inspiring others and in organizing these other meetings. So unless someone wants to unmute quickly and jump in with a question, we'll say goodnight to the rabbi and to Hannah. And thank you, Hannah. Really, you're an inspiration to us all. Really appreciate your time. And what you did is fantastic, and you should be very proud. And hopefully you are. I'm sure you are. And Rabbi Shanowitz is proud of you. And really, you're a blessing for all of the Jewish people. So thank you so
You're
much.
amazing. You are amazing.
Amazing. Anybody else want to
Thank you.
jump in here with a thought? We'd love to hear it. Otherwise, we're going to say good night. Yeah, Pesach. Lay it on us, brother.
Do all the kids go to the same place on Shabbos?
Like on shop, like during the day.
Yes.
They actually had to split it this year because 1,000 more like kids signed up this year than they did last year,
Oh my
and it was
gosh.
really overcrowded. So I think there was there was 2 areas for people to go, which was still really crowded, but it was fun. Like you definitely got to meet a lot of new people, so it wasn't like it was crowded in a bad way. So
So you're outside on Shabbos?
no, we're inside the whole time, except
Oh.
for like Times Square. It's in 2 ballrooms. It's like, well, it's a school, so there's 2 schools in
Gotcha.
Crown Heights, and like that's where they have it.
Right, so if you're familiar with Crown Heights, it's basically the Oli Torah building and the Razag building, and it's not just the ballrooms, but it's the
Cafeteria.
yeshiva upstairs, the cafeteria. So there's 3 different Friday night meals in Oli Torah, and there's 2 different ones in Razag, plus Beis Rivka as well. So it's just
Amazing.
they really use the different venues that are available.
Kind of have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are
that's
so
great.
proud of you. You have no idea how much.
Yes, you made us
Yeah.
proud.
Being
for all
there
of
and
Illinois.
speaking
You
in front of
certainly did.
everybody brings so many memories because many years ago when CTEEN began, our daughter was part of the Wilmette Chabad team CTEENs, and she spoke in front of everybody, but everybody at that time were only 97 kids from around the world. See how it multiplied, just unbelievable. And
Mhm.
Look
I
how it's
hope
grown.
You'll take this opportunity and it will propel you just like it propelled our daughter.
Yeah, look at that. From 97 people
And
when
happy
Naomi was
birthday.
there, and now 3,000. Beautiful. Hannah, you're
Wow.
really an inspiration. Good for you. Thank you for all you're doing. Rabbi Shanowitz, thank you for being with us. Thank you for bringing
Thank you.
people like Hannah with us. And Hannah, we're going to keep following you. We're like big fans now. And looking
Thank
forward to
you.
hearing more and more great stuff
For your
about you.
team.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're
Thank
on your
you.
side. Yeah, we're real proud of you. You made us proud. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody, good night. Thank you, Hannah.
night.
And thank you, Rabbi
Bye.
Shanowitz.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Thank
Bye,
you. Good
Happy
night.
Purim.
Hannah, beautiful,
Bye.
wonderful. Thank you.